Hello everyone, welcome back to Hamstein TV. In today's video, we are going to be looking at why so many African Americans have Nigerian ancestry, proven by DNA tests. So we have made this video 1 year ago and we have gotten so many feedback on the comment section from people who have gotten their DNA result, and it has proven some percentages that they are Nigerians descendants. After a brief information on this video, we are going to share with you the testimonials, the proof that we have a result that many of them are from Nigerian ancestry. Just stay tuned till the end of this video to discover this with us. So during the period of the transatlantic slave trade, more than 12.5 million enslaved persons were shipped from Africa to the Americas, with about 3.5 million of them from Nigeria. So today there are communities of people with Nigerian ancestry, mostly in Brazil, Cuba, Jamaica, who have returned some of their ancestral beliefs and tradition. In the largest DNA study of people of African ancestry in the Americas, researchers found that an overrepresentation of Nigerian genetic ancestry in the United States and Latin America compared to the proportion of enslaved people shipped to those places from regions within modern-day Nigeria. While the finds from the genetic study are largely supported by established narratives. So that is why we see the number one reason of this happening. The most representation of Nigerian ancestry is said to be a result of intra-American slave trade between the British Caribbean and the mainland Americas. How do we go about this? Previous genetic studies have shown that African Americans in the USA have more African ancestry from populations that live near present-day Nigeria than from populations that live elsewhere in the Atlantic Africa, Western and West Central Africa. In agreement, it was shown in this study Nigerian as the most common ancestry within the US, the French Caribbean and the British Caribbean. This is despite nearly half of the slaves who landed in the United States coming from Senegambia, Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal and West Central Africa, Democratic Republic of the Congo and Angola. A considerable number of the remaining half had their origins in Ghana as well as Ivory Coast. So the overrepresentation of Nigerian ancestry reported was found to be a result of the latter intra-American slave trade between the British Caribbean and the mainland Americans. The intra-American trade, which was an inter-colonial trade involving over 11,000 slave voyagers within the American stretch as far as Boston to Buenos Aires and also Atlantic and the Pacific littorals. Intra-American trade records show that while the transatlantic voyages were going on, slave traders transferred nearly 500,000 slaves throughout the Americas, with most intra-American voyages originating in the Caribbean. So that is it. You can take a look at this piece of information coming from the comments of the previous video we did about why so many Americans have Nigerian ancestry. After that, we continue with the next point of this video. I'm 42% Nigerian. Most Africans meet have always said I look Nigerian, which is crazy. I'm so happy about it. I got my DNA result back recently and had gotten 34% Nigerian, which I thought was super cool. It is higher than my other ethnicities. More than likely Igbo or Yoruba if you are a descendant of a slave or in the diaspora. Exactly. Cool. I will definitely look into more of my background. I'm excited to figure out all I can. Same exact Nigerian percentage I got. I'm actually 75% African though. I got my DNA result a while back. I'm 50% Nigerian, sort of East Africa has popped up there also. I had mostly West African 84%, but the rest was Middle Eastern, European, North African, East African, Indian, Native American, and Asia. Makes sense, being that my family is from New Orleans and the Caribbean. You see, I'm 51% Nigerian, but my parents are Africans American. I think maybe half a Nigerian is crazy. I really want to learn the language and my culture, but there is over 300 tribes. I like where to start from. Have you done 23 and me? It's where I found out I was half Igbo. They don't give the exact tribe unless they are close to almost certain. Not everyone gets the ethnicities. Same here, I'm 47. Just learn I'm 34% Nigerian, but that's all I can find. I wish to go deeper and truly learn my direct ancestry timeline. Really sad I don't know who I am. I'm 40% here. My Nigerian best friend calls me Dami Lola. An ancestry DNA has reported my sister and I 30% Nigerian and less as many of the other West Africans. I appreciate other analysis of this diaspora. I just got my ancestry DNA result back and I am 47.6% Nigerian. Can I just say I am Nigerian from now on? People of color in America are the only one without a real nationality. They categorize us by skin color. I'm also 47%. I don't know about you, but I already called myself Igbo American. I'm 42% Nigerian from the Igbo tribe and I tell people I'm Nigerian. I'm 29% Nigerian. I can so far only trace back my ancestors to being born in Africa but not where, which our ancestors weren't stolen and sold. Then we'll know more about where we come from. You can trace your ancestors to Africa. Born in America but 49% Nigerian DNA. Congratulations, very soon you will be given a Nigerian passport. I have 50% Nigerian ancestry. I am 26% Nigerian. Well, since 28% of the slaves that came to the Americans were from Nigeria, it's not shocking. A lot of us black Americans, like myself, have Nigerian blood. Good companies to test with a ancestry DNA 23 and me and my heritage. Both my parents are of full descent to Nigerian of Odo people group in Delta State. My tests come up with minimum 98% of Nigerian ethnicity. My recent ethnicity in Nigeria is of the Orobo people group in Delta State through both of my parents. My second highest DNA percentage is ties between Mali and Nigeria at 13%. I'm 25% Nigerian. The population is booming. I'm 44. I'm 44% Nigerian. I'm mixed and I have a lot of Nigerian blood. I am 60% Nigerian. I think the percentage is high because my family is from North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. That is where most Nigerians from the Igbo tribe were taken to be enslaved in the state. American parents, American born, over 47% Nigerian, some Igbo, Bantu, and Native American. Okay, you have already seen the testimonies as given by different viewers who are from Americas. They have gotten their DNA results and it has shown that there are some percentages partaking to Nigeria. So we continue as we see why so many of them are from Nigerian ancestry. We see the Cape Coast Castle on the Gulf of Guinea in Cape Coast, Ghana, where enslaved people from across Africa were traded. Though the British outlawed the slave trade in 1807 and started intercepting slave ships. The intra-American slave trade continued. The intra-American slave trade voyages on record sailed until the 1840s. The slave trade continued in the US and between Spanish Caribbean colonies. The researchers also reported Senegambia underrepresentation in the African Americans, such as in the northern South America and Central America, despite being the source of nearly half of the enslaved persons who landed at ports on the areas. This underrepresentation was linked to the fact that Senegambia is one of the first African regions from which large numbers of people were enslaved in the Americas. It was presumed to have resulted in reduced African ancestry in the population. A presumed high mortality rate in the Americans amongst enslaved persons from Senegambia was also given a possible reason. That is why in the study, the United States and the British Caribbean were found to have the highest African ancestry in the Americas. Previous genetic studies have also reported a lower proportion of Latin Americans with African roots compared to the proportion of African Americans in the United States. Historical records shows that over two-thirds of enslaved people who arrived the Americans landed in Latin America, with less than 5% landing in mainland North America. This low representation was presumed to also be due to high mortality among enslaved people in Latin America and a high rate of intermarriage between them and Native Americans, resulting in reduced African ancestry in the population. So that is it, guys. We are going to bring forth many videos of this ancestry DNAs. There are so many to prove the reality of things. So stay blessed as we bring you more videos.